Welcome to Know Yourself. I want you to imagine something. You're in a room and a fire starts. Everyone else is running around, screaming, trying to put it out. But you just stand there, calm. Not because you don't care, but because you know something they don't. The fire isn't real. It's an illusion. Now, what if I told you that most of our stress, anxiety, and resentment you feel in life is exactly the same? It's not real. And once you see that, you'll be able to say no without fear, and your life will feel lighter than ever. This is the story of how I learned to do just that. Stay with me until the end of this video to learn why it is okay to say no. Also, for a straightforward practice that will give you the right tools to say no with a gentle and strong way, freeing you from the silent stress, resentment, and anxiety that come with saying yes when you wanted to actually say no. I used to think I was a pro at keeping peace. Every time my phone buzzed with a request, every time my boss added a new task just before I left, my mouth will automatically form the word yes. I would agree to things I didn't want to do, tasks that stretched me thin, and plans that left me feeling completely drained. I thought I was being a good friend, a good employee, a good person. But that easy yes was a lie, I told myself. A lie that came with a hidden price. Because every yes I gave to someone was a no to myself. It's not hard to understand. That silent no began to build a quiet resentment inside me. Bitterness that made me feel heavy and stuck. I felt like I was constantly fighting against deadlines, fighting against people's expectations, and fighting against this weird knot of anxiety in my stomach. The thing is, I didn't know what I was fighting for. I just knew I was losing. But before we dive into the practices and techniques for comfortably saying no, I want to give you a bit of context. We can't truly say no without truly understanding why we are so terrified in the first place. The reason isn't lack of courage, it's lack of context. The problem isn't with you. It's the story you were taught to believe. My whole life, I've been told to find my place, to fit in. From the moment I was born, a little voice inside me started to form my ego, my sense of me. It felt like a fortress to build, protect, and a powerful belief that I was a separate person, alone in the world. And my ego's biggest fear? Being alone, not being loved, or getting rejected. It made every social situation feel like a competition for approval. I compared my achievements, my looks, my ideas to everyone else's, desperately trying to prove I was valuable enough to belong. For example, think about a social app where you have an avatar. You spend hours customizing your character, getting the right armor, the perfect hairstyle, the coolest dance moves. Why? Not just for you, but so you can show it off to your guild or your followers. You're trying to prove you are valuable enough to belong to that tribe. In a way, we are all just trying to level up our real-life avatars, desperately seeking that green check mark of approval. I thought of stress as a normal part of life. But I was wrong. I learned that stress isn't just a feeling. It's a symptom of my mind resisting to what it is. When my boss dropped the last-minute task, my mind wasn't processing information. It was fighting against the reality of the situation. I wanted things to be different, to be on my terms. That friction, that clash of what I wanted versus what was happening was the stress and the resentment building up inside me. It's a trap of my ego set for me, keeping me in a constant battle with the world I'm part of. This constant fighting, this internal drama, it's all part of the same illusion. The conflict of I began with the belief that I exist separately from everything else. This isn't just my story, it's a universal one. As the teaching says, it's a clash of egos. And this belief is the root cause of our violence. Internal violence we inflict ourselves every day. But what if this entire struggle is just a dream? You want to learn more about what I figured out by observing myself and the world? My journey led me to a wild idea that the world isn't a collection of separate people and things, but a single interconnected whole. I realized that my feelings, my emotions, my very essence were not unique to me, but a reflection of everyone else. I'm everyone and everyone is me. This wasn't about losing my identity, it was about realizing that my identity was the illusion. I saw my mind not as a possession, but a mirror reflecting everything. It was a beautiful thought. I am the world and the world is me. I began to see my ego with all its worries and fears. It was like a bug in the code, a glitch in the beautiful holographic program that we call life. But when that bug is removed, the program runs perfectly. This was the ultimate life hack. When I stopped trying to be a fragile player in a scary game, I realized I was the game itself. I was the developer, the one creating and experiencing it all. This is the real meaning of being a human, to live in existence without being defined by it. It's like having an ultimate spiritual glow up, where you drop the toxic narrative and find inner peace. As Taylor Swift once said, "I've never been a natural. All I do is try, try, try." This isn't about being perfect, it's about making a choice to try. You must unlearn what you have learned. My journey to peace wasn't about learning new habits, it was about shedding the old ones. So I decided to try it. I learned a simple practice to break free from ego strip, and it all starts with living in the now. Here's what I did. I started with my breath. Every time I felt that familiar wave of anxiety when I wanted to say no, I will take a deep breath in, and as I exhaled, I will gently say to myself, I am unlearning. I wasn't just breathing, I was actively releasing the learned worries and anxieties from my past. Then when a stressful thought would pop into my head, maybe a flashback to a mistake I made or a fear of what someone might think, I wouldn't fight it. And with a gentle internal nudge, I would say, this is not my circus. It was a way of saying, I'm not identifying with this thought I learned from society just because I needed approval. The most powerful part was learning to stop. When someone asked me something, instead of just blurting out, yes, I will take a moment, I will wait. This was a practice of radical trust. Trusting that I didn't need to control the outcome. It was a paradox. By letting go, I gained control. Trusting, I became free. I started allowing life, which is pure intelligence, to make decisions together with me. This was my real glow up. I wasn't governed by my anxiety anymore. I was the ultimate CEO of my own life. I learned to choose actions from a place of clarity and peace, not from a place of panic. And I started to see every experience, joy, sadness, anger, even fear was just a flavor of life, to be tested and observed without any judgment. This isn't about becoming a zombie or losing my personality. It's about realizing that I'm not just a passenger of my life. I'm the entire journey. By letting go of the need for control, I'm not becoming a blank slate. I'm becoming a masterpiece in the making. The best part? That masterpiece is all of us, living in one moment together. So how do you actually say no? It's not about using a script, it's about being in a space so peacefully that no simply arises as the right action. You don't have to rehearse or brace yourself or feel guilty about it. When you are centered in the now, your response, whether it's a yes or no, comes from a place of clarity, not conflict. When you're in a state of radical trust, simple, gentle no is all that is needed. It's not a fight, it's a fact. You don't owe an explanation, and you don't need to justify your decision. It's just a clear boundary set from a place of inner strength. If you vibe with this story, please like this video, share it with a friend who might need to hear it, and subscribe to our channel for more content that helps you to know yourself and live. The journey to inner peace isn't a destination, it's a way of living. And it all begins when you realize you don't exist. Thanks for watching.